I didn't think anything was wrong at first. That's the part that still messes with my head. 6 months ago, my life was painfully normal. I worked remote for a tech company, lived alone in a decent apartment building, ordered food I couldn't really afford, went to the gym just enough to feel like I was trying. Same routines, same quiet neighbors, nothing dramatic. Then the woman in apartment 4B moved in. I almost ran into her in the hallway because I was half asleep, taking out the trash in an old college shirt and shorts I probably shouldn't have been seen in. She was struggling with a box, already laughing before I could even apologize. "Sorry," she said. "I'm still learning the hallway layout." Her name was Emma. Blonde, friendly, normal. That was the thing. She felt easy, like someone you'd known longer than 5 minutes. She told me she'd just moved in, apartment 4B. I told her I was in 4D, just down the hall. We talked for a bit, where she was from, how loud the building was at night, small stuff. Before we went our separate ways, she smiled and said, "We should exchange numbers, in case I ever lock myself out or need something." It didn't feel strange, it felt neighborly. So we exchanged numbers right there in the hallway. That should have been the end of it. It wasn't. She texted later that afternoon, just something friendly. "Nice meeting you today," and I replied. We joked a little, nothing serious. Coffee happened that weekend. Then dinner, then sitting too close on her couch, watching shows neither of us really cared about. There was this low-level tension, not rushed, not dramatic, just enough to make everything feel charged. And yeah, I liked her. Of course I did. That's what makes this harder to talk about. It didn't start creepy. It started warm. The shift was subtle, annoyingly subtle. She started texting more. Then more than that. Then constantly. If I didn't reply right away, she'd follow up. "You okay? Did I say something wrong? Just checking in, LOL." I told myself she was lonely. New city, no friends yet. That made sense. So I adjusted, replied faster, reassured her. Whatever. Then one night I went out with friends. I mentioned it casually. "Have fun," she texted. 3 minutes later, "Where are you guys going?" That night my phone buzzed so much I had to silence it. When I checked later, there were 14 messages, memes, jokes. "I miss you." A photo of her TV. "Watching our show without you feels wrong." I laughed it off. I shouldn't have. When I got home, she called. I was exhausted, half drunk, ready to sleep. I answered anyway. We talked for almost an hour because every time I tried to hang up, she had one more thing to say. "I just really like talking to you," she said. Something in my chest tightened. I didn't know why yet. The weekend I went to visit my parents, things got heavier. She texted all day, what I was doing, who I was with, if I was having fun. My mom noticed how often I checked my phone and gave me that look. The one that says, "This doesn't feel healthy." That night, Emma called. "I don't really have family like that," she said. "I guess I just have you." That was the first time I felt scared, not panicked, not alarmed, just this quiet realization that I'd somehow become someone's anchor, without agreeing to be. When I got back home, she was waiting in the hallway, dressed up, smiling too hard. "I made dinner," she said. "Your favorite. You mentioned it once." Once. Her apartment was lit with candles, music playing. Romantic, in a way I hadn't signed up for. I ate because saying no felt cruel. I stayed because leaving felt worse. I fell asleep on her couch. When I woke up, she was sitting across from me, watching. "I like looking at you," she said, like it was nothing. After that, everything sped up. She knew things I hadn't told her. My schedule, when I went to the gym, what I ordered for food. Once she texted me about a coffee shop I was sitting in across town, a place I hadn't posted about. I checked my phone settings and my stomach dropped. She was sharing my location. I turned it off. She called immediately. Why did you turn it off? What are you hiding? I'm coming over. When I confronted her, she said I'd agreed to it while half asleep. Maybe I had. That terrified me more than if she'd lied. I tried to pull back, told her I needed space. Her face changed. Not anger, not sadness, and cold. That night, I woke up at 2 a.m., footsteps, outside my door. I opened the camera app with my hand shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. Emma was there, crouched. She had something thin and metallic in her hand, a hairpin, a piece of wire. She was trying to work it into the lock. I watched her fail once, twice, 3 times. Then she leaned her forehead against my door and whispered something I couldn't hear. She stayed there for almost 20 minutes. 20 minutes of me sitting on my bed, barely breathing, realizing that if she figured out the lock, there would be nothing between us but a door I suddenly didn't trust. Eventually, she stood up, smoothed her hair, and walked back to her apartment like nothing had happened. The next morning, there were no scratches, no damage, nothing I could point to. That's the worst kind of horror. The kind that leaves no proof. Things escalated fast after that. She started leaving things outside my door again. But they weren't apologies anymore. They were reminders. A photo of me loading groceries into my car, a screenshot of my calendar. Once, a printed Google Maps route from my apartment to work. No notes, no explanations, just, I know where you are. Then she got inside. I came out of the shower one evening and heard movement in my living room. Quiet, familiar. Emma was standing by my bookshelf holding one of my old photos. "Oh," she said softly. "You're home early." "How did you get in?" I asked. She held up a key. "My key," she said. "The one you lost." I hadn't lost it. I told her I was calling the police. She laughed. "And tell them what?" she said. "That your neighbor cares too much?" She stepped closer. That's when I ran. I didn't grab my phone, didn't grab my wallet. I just bolted out the door barefoot and didn't stop until I was in my car, shaking so badly I couldn't turn the key. That night, I slept in my car. The next day, I broke my lease, paid whatever they asked, packed with some of my friends present. Didn't want to be alone in that apartment again. She watched me move out, didn't speak, didn't smile, just stood in her doorway, calm, like she'd already accepted the ending. I moved cities, changed my number, deleted accounts, started over. I thought distance would fix it. I guess that was naive, because last night my phone buzzed. Unknown number. "I like the new place, it suits you." I'm sitting on my bed right now, lights on, door locked, heart racing. Finally telling this story because I don't know what else to do. I don't know if she's nearby. I don't know how she keeps finding me. I don't know if sharing this is smart or stupid. I just know that if something happens to me, someone should know this didn't start as horror. It started as a smile in a hallway,